Got up early this morning to shoot golden hour. And now we're up here. I should have gotten up earlier, to get blue hour. And so we're coming out of blue hour, going into golden hour, and I'm seeing some problems with what I'm shooting right now. Let me go take care of what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is I've got this weed it's just gonna pop up right in the way and ruin the shot. Okay. My dogs always ruin the shot too whenever I take them, but they're here. They love to stand in front of the camera for some reason. I was about to say I'm surprised she didn't sit down, but guess what? She did. Okay, so now one thing I'm seeing is I need to start adjusting my colors on here. And so in my camera, let's go into some settings. I've got it set up to be shooting at night. I'm just gonna put it on white balance right now and let's see what it does. And now I'm gonna get adjust my focus. Whoops. Now if you notice on this focus, so it's got what's called focus peaking. Do you see what's in red? That's what's gonna be in focus. And you can see I can dial it in. It comes in closer and then goes further out. So hopefully you've been thinking, what can I do to get everything, to get more things in focus? One of those things is I need to make sure that I am shooting on manual. I'm going to adjust the shutter speed. And I'm going to adjust the aperture. I'm going to make that aperture about f11-ish. Maybe go a little bit higher. I'm not going to go above f14. Above that, it actually starts to get a little blurrier. You have a larger depth of field. So look at this. Let me just show you now. See my depth of field? It doesn't move as much as the other one did because now I've got more things in focus because of the smaller aperture. Okay. Now, you notice there's my other dog up front ruining the shot. Come on, Edelweiss. Come on. You too, Suzuki. Mach Platz. Edelweiss. See, they love just to sit in front of the cameras. Go lie down. Okay. Now we're just going to kind of wait. Because as the sun comes up, it is going to cause more golden skies and the lighting. More than likely. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to. Now, I wish we had... Go on, Edelweiss. She's nudging me. She's telling me she needs to be petted. Actually, let's do this. Edelweiss. I know. Yeah. Okay. I've got to do this, bud. Okay. Now, let me get this straightened up again. Okay. So, as we look at it, now watch this. As I start to take the shutter speed and make it a little bit faster, it starts to darken everything up. Now, if I want to get gorgeous skies, I'm going to want to do that. I'm going to want to have darker. I'm going to want it a little underexposed. But I'm going to want detail up front. So I'm going to have to find a good happy medium between the two of them. Now, if you watch, let me zoom in a little bit. If you watch right down there at the bottom, we're right there. If I go too far one way or the other, it's going to start telling me, hey, you're going to be underexposed there. Okay, if I go and then make the shutter speed slower so it lets in more light, it's telling me you're going to be overexposed. Okay, so I'm going to find a good happy medium between the two, as long as I'm still within that, in that range. So out there it's saying I'm going to be a little underexposed, but I'm okay with that. That might be a good shot. Now, let's talk about this as far as landscaping. If we've already had the landscaping lesson, then we know that there are some things that we need to have in order to get a great landscape. One of those is we need to have dynamic skies or dynamic lighting. Do we have great skies? You know what? We might. Let's just kind of wait and see what the sun does. Another one is we have an interesting subject. And the answer is, it's okay, but I don't have anything that's actually in it that's kind of worth looking at. And so we've got to decide, is the subject the whole landscape, or can I put something of interest up front? So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to move my angle someplace, and let's put up something prominent inside of that. Edelweiss, get out of there. Oh. Now I've got my other dog who wants to be petted. Okay. So I'm going to move positions, but see the sky starting to come up? Let me move this out. Look at those skies right there. Okay, those clouds, this is starting to come out really pretty. Now look at that composition. That's actually a better composition. If I move up, I might be able to move that lake a little bit further into the shot. But having that rock right there is actually really nice. So I'm going to move. I'm going to get some of that. Yeah, I'm going to get some of that foreground in there to make it look good. Okay, and as I get ready for that to come up, there's one rule that you've always got to remember. As we're shooting into what we think our subject is, we have to make sure that we always turn around. And take a look around us. Because as I'm preparing for that, let's take a look around at other things. Okay, look over here. We're starting to get some really pretty lighting. Come all the way around. We've got tons of other things that we could be shooting at the same time. And so you just have to make sure that you don't just hyper focus on the one subject you're going to get, because maybe my best shot might be out here at that rising sun, not at the sun, but at the sunlight hitting everything, maybe hitting those mountains way in the back. Okay, if you watch, you can start to see that light is starting to come out really looking good. Let me get this up and over the top of that so you can see exactly what we're seeing. Let me straighten that up a little bit so you can see that now that we're hitting golden hour and that sun's starting to peek up over the top of that, we're getting some really, really pretty shots. Let's drop down and let's take a look at what the camera is seeing. Now I'm keeping my eye on that focus meter, because I might want to have it a little brighter, like it is. It's saying it's overexposed right now. And then I might want to drop it down. So we're shooting at 500th of a second in an f/14. But man, here's the mistake I just made. I didn't even check my ISO. My ISO is at 3200. These things, now ISO's gotten a lot better than it has in the past, but I might have just missed my total golden hour time because of that. I'm going to shoot a few with my cell phone, but I should have had my ISO down closer to 50 because we're on a tripod, everything's good, so I should have dropped that down as much as I possibly could. But you see this gorgeous lighting coming in? I'm going to drop the exposure down just a little bit too. Let's see, let me find a good happy medium that I like. Okay, and now that the sun's coming up, not that this direction has been ruined, but we're going to kind of spin around just a little bit, and we're going to look at some other directions. Let me back out. Edelweiss, what you doing? Come here. Yeah. So there might be some other things to shoot around here. Whoa. She almost knocked the camera over sniffing down there. Edelweiss, go on. So we're gonna look at some other things, but now look, watch this light. See this light coming over the top of those rocks? I mean, it's giving us some really, really pretty shapes and patterns and textures to throw inside of this. And so there's a lot of other things to be shooting around here. Okay, I'm going to drop this down and get shooting with this with the other camera. Let's see what we got there. Get it lined up. Okay, so let's drop the ISO down then. We're gonna drop the ISO much further. Okay, I'm gonna like that. This operation is not available as follows. Silent. Okay, well, let's go to 60. Or let's go to 100 then. Okay, now I need to readjust. Now here, look down here. I've got my levels right down there at the bottom. Okay, it's called a histogram. I'm going to take that histogram, and now notice if I underexpose it, it's all moving to the left. I'm going to start bringing that up. Okay, I want to make sure that that mountain is more in the center, not in the center, but just not falling off of the side of it. But I'm going to increase that a little bit. I might even try one where I underexpose it and then overexpose it to get the light, and I can focus stack. Well, focus stack is usually when you focus up front and then focus in the back, then use Photoshop or some other program to edit them together. But focus stack, sometimes we use that to just say, I'm going to take two different photographs and take one part from one and one part from the other one. Let's move up again. Let's see what we're seeing. Okay, excuse me. Now, here's what I'm seeing. We've got the sun, and it's right over the top of that other point of interest. And so we could take that, and by darkening it, that actually is going to balance it out. With the bright and the darkness, I think that's going to balance it out a little bit more. Okay, let me adjust this. Okay, hey device, too far. She loves to wander in the shot. There's so many photos I thought, oh, I got good ones, and I wasn't watching where my dog was. Hey device, come on. Okay, there we go. We're getting some gorgeous, gorgeous shots. And this is what my dog likes to do. She loves to sit right in front of the cameras. Hi, Edelweiss. Okay, let me get that other one out and frame it back up the way I kind of like it. And I'm going to shoot a shot like that. Drop the exposure down. Okay. Now, the one thing that I would want to take out in Photoshop is if you look at that little dot down in the bottom right-hand corner. That's caused by the sun hitting that front element, the little lenses of the camera. And so you notice as I turn it, it starts to move in the opposite direction. And so I probably want to come back and just Photoshop and just kind of drop that out later on. And let me make sure that my horizons are straight. Now that right there, I think it can be an absolutely gorgeous shot. I think it's really pretty. But in order to get these shots, you gotta be able to be willing to get up and get out. Spend a little time out. The one thing I do regret is I wish I would have come earlier and shot a little bit more of blue hour. Blue hour comes before the golden hour, but man, look at that. We're starting to get the mists rising off the mountains, but down here, we're getting the mist coming up. Just the morning mists of it. Okay, and then I'm going to try some different composition. Now, normally, I'd want to move around and make sure that what I'm shooting, there's not a better composition someplace. I'm going to drop this back down again, but now I'm starting to get my camera in there. So I'm showing you on my phone what I'd be shooting with the camera. But like that, That is really pretty. Okay, one of the things that would be tempted to do is to leave. The sun's coming up and we're starting to lose some of that beautiful light. We still have great light, but the temptation is, I shot it, I'm good, let's go. And there's been a few times that I've done that. I've gotten up, shot the stuff I wanted to shoot, and as I was driving away, I'm watching the sun and I'm watching the clouds and I'm watching everything change, and I'm like, dang it, I should have stayed an extra 5 minutes. And so if you're out and you're gonna be shooting, don't be in such a rush. Just lay back, sit back and relax for a little bit and see if there's other things you need to shoot. I'm looking right now at the light changing, and you know, we're starting to get some shadows coming off over across the lake. So I'm gonna take a look at that through the camera and see what it looks like. I don't know if it's gonna be good enough to really want to shoot yet, but. And you can also try different focal lengths. So we've been shooting that on a kind of a medium focal length, which would be a standard focal length, which is between, let's say 35 and 70. But look, here's a wide angle one, and maybe the wide angle one. Let me try shooting a little bit different. Now, we've got some interest in there as well on the right-hand side. And there's my dog ruining the shot again. They just love to do that. Edelweiss, come on, have the shot. Keep coming. Good girl. Here's the thing. You start to praise one dog and they both want in, don't you? Yes, you do. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Hey. Okay, go on. Go on, both of you. Go on, ladies. Go on. Let's go a little darker. Shoot a picture of that. And then let's go a little brighter. And maybe I'll end up taking those two together. Okay, making sure my horizon's straight. Is it straight? Now all this stuff can be done in post, but why if you can just do it right the first time? Okay, so we're not going to leave yet. We're going to just keep shooting and wait until the sun gets right. I'm going to grab my other camera and shoot a few pictures. And who knows, maybe the dog needs to be in there after all. My problem is film used to be so expensive. And so I was very stingy with what I shot. Now, because digital is so inexpensive, I shoot and I shoot and I shoot. And I get lots of lousy ones because I'm like, yeah, I'll shoot that, and I'll shoot that, and I'll shoot that. And then I don't care too much, like my dog over there now. Here comes my other one. Okay, go on. Okay, one of the things that you'll want to do is before you leave, you want to make sure that you've got all of your stuff. You got all your tripods, you've got your bags. If you took anything out, if you took a lens out and set it next to the bag, anything you might have set out to the side as you're digging through it. Because many times we get up here, when we go to shoot golden hour, we get up here and it is dark. And we do things, we set things out, we don't realize it, we change locations. And so you just have to make sure that you keep track of your stuff and that you pack it all up before you leave. You hear that bird? That is so gorgeous. It's good to be back in the springtime. I used to come up here and shoot and watch the sunset over there on the west side. And all of this right here, most of this, was just wide open. And there'll come a day that they'll be even less wide open. Now here's something interesting. Watch the sunlight as it's just coming across and it's just hitting the rocks and these weeds because it's early spring right now. We have these dried weeds as they lay down and the sun comes across those. I know that there's compositions there that we could find that would be really pretty to demonstrate that. But this is one of the joys of photography. Getting up, getting out, and slowing things down a little bit, being creative and shooting a little bit, letting the cares of the world go away. Enjoy the sounds of the birds, the warmth of the sun on your face, the chill of the wind. There's a lot to life to be grateful for. You just need to slow down and experience it. Okay, because I hiked up here with 2 heavy tripods and a chair, a camp chair. Now this camp chair I really like. It's a small camp chair. It's fairly light to carry, not as comfortable as a full-sized one, but when you're hiking with 2 other tripods and a camera bag and with a couple cameras and a couple lenses and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of nice to have something a little small like that. But I'm just getting some things packed up, ready to go. Getting things put away and just making sure again that I'm not leaving anything, because when you get up here in the dark, it's really easy to leave things. So I'm just making sure that that's not gonna happen today. Okay, got everything packed up. We're gonna head back down. Now, it might happen. I'm leaving and I might look back and go, dang it, look at that gorgeous thing that's happening. Just gonna check the clouds. I don't see things changing soon. Sometimes when you have clouds in the air, they can change in a matter of seconds. And so there's a lot of blue sky, so I don't see it changing that much. I just see it getting brighter. We're gonna head back down to the truck. Make sure I got my dogs. I've got one. Hey, Device, come on, let's go. You know, let me show you something on these tripods. Not all tripods have them, but if you look, I see how there's 2 different legs, and then one of them has a little foam thing on it. That foam thing is to help keep your hands warm when you are carrying your tripods. Without that, when your hands touch cold metal, because you've been out there and your sticks, your tripod's been sitting out for a while, it gets cold, and then you grab it and you move it, and then your hands get cold, and so that's kind of a nice feature to have on them. If you guys want to see something stupid, my dogs can't get in the back of the truck. The older one used to be able to just jump up there, and then someday she decided, I'm too old for this, I can't do this. The younger one has always seen me help up the other dog, and so I've fixed them and helped them. Okay, let's try it. Hey guys, up, let's go. Up. They can't get in by themselves. Now this old one, she can't. She's got problems. But this younger one, okay, come on, up, let's go. Let's go, up. Get in there. Come on, up. Should we go? Let's go. Come on, let's go, get in. Up. She just waits for me now. Okay, I'll get you in. Dogs should be able to jump in the back of the trucks.